说话我都要坚持住。老师，为什么我感受不到它的存在了？死了，还是……
你终于要跨出这一步了吗？
除非我死，绝不失败。
In-depth analysis of Soul Land 2, Episode 161, latest preview. Muen sacrifices himself to help. Hoyuhao breakthrough to titled Doluo. Beast God, Daitian's Black Dragon. Reverse scale is finally eliminated.
开始吧，就是现在了。
吸收速度太快，会撑爆你的武魂的。
First of all, this opening scene is naturally about Tang Ya fusing with the 190,000-year-old blue-silver emperor's soul spirit. However, from Huoyuhao's words, we can still tell that the entire fusion process is actually not going smoothly. After all, in order to completely cure Tang Ya, the blue-silver emperor has to be used to awaken the origin power of Tang Ya's own blue-silver grass. But during the fusion process, the power summoned by the blue-silver emperor is extremely weak. Not only is it unable to awaken her origin power, but even that power itself begins to slowly weaken. As a result, Tang Ya becomes extremely anxious and desperately tries to draw in that power, which ultimately causes the aura within her body to fall into disorder. But Huoyuhao simply cannot help her. This is what the original novel says. At this moment, no one can help her. This is the activation of her own martial soul, something that cannot be accomplished through soul power. In the end, in the original novel, it is the blue-silver emperor that turns the situation around and successfully awakens her origin power. However, judging from the anime, it seems they are going to have Bebe step in instead.
我也要抓紧闭关了，除非我死，绝不失败。
This scene shows Huoyuhao preparing to enter seclusion and break through to title Doluo under normal circumstances, and Soul Doluo only needs to condense a single soul core to advance to title Doluo, just like Tang Wutong did back then. However, Huoyuhao already possesses a spiritual soul core. To break through now, he must condense a second soul core of Ultimate Ice. The difficulty of condensing dual soul cores is comparable to a level 98 Super Daoluo breaking through to a level 99 Ultimate Doluo. But do you think that's the end of it? Normally, when a Super Duluo advances to Ultimate Duluo, they choose the coplanar resonance method. That was the path taken by Xuanlao and Mu En, as well as Long Xiaoyao and Ye Shishui. But Huoyuhao cannot take that path, because his goal is to become a god and defeat Beast God Daitian. That leaves him with only one choice: to follow the same path as Ditian, the legendary yin-yang complementary method, a cultivation method said to be achievable only by soul beasts. But if you think that's already difficult enough, you're mistaken. In reality, it's far more difficult than most people can imagine. Huoyuhao's spiritual soul core is currently located within his sea of spirit between his eyebrows. Under normal circumstances, the second soul core would naturally be condensed in the Dantian. However, Huoyuhao cannot do that, because when he reaches level 98 in the future, he will need to condense a third soul core, meaning the Dantian must be reserved for it. As a result, his second soul core can only be condensed in his chest. The chest is home to the heart and lungs, the body's vital organs. It is where the major blood vessels' internal organs, meridians, and the origin of the heart's life force all converge. During the condensation process, the external soul power continuously clashes with his own origin blood essence. Multiple streams of energy interfere with one another, while two opposing forces pull against each other from opposite directions across his chest. I don't even need to describe it in detail. Just imagining it is enough to understand the unbearable agony Huoyuhao is enduring at this very moment.
预好情况不妙，
糟了，要崩溃了！
老师。
This scene shows Huoyuhao on the verge of suffering cultivation deviation. At the critical moment, Mu En sacrifices himself to protect his disciple. Although Mu En's lifespan had long been exhausted and his physical body had perished, his remnant soul had remained within the golden tree of Sea God's pavilion. Under normal circumstances, his remnant soul could have endured peacefully for another 100 years. However, he had long foreseen that Huoyuhao's attempt to condense his second soul core would be extraordinarily dangerous. Because of that, he entrusted his close friend Long Xiaoyao with delivering the dragon core he had nurtured for 100 years, so that Huoyuhao could absorb it. Even so, Mu En still underestimated the difficulty of the yin-yang complementary method. Despite the support of 6 soul spirits and the dragon core, Huo Yuhao is still unable to succeed. His soul power begins to spiral out of control, while the repulsive force between the two soul cores grows stronger and stronger. Just as he is on the verge of death, Muan senses the desperate spiritual fluctuations of his disciple. Without the slightest hesitation, he burns away the very origin of his remnant soul, completely sacrificing himself to stabilize Huo Yuhao's spiritual soul core. Before completely fading away, Muan leaves Xuan Lao with one final request. Xuanzi, I'll leave Shrek to you. Don't tell Huo Yuhao. Let him believe that I'm still within the golden tree.
为什么我感受不到它的存在了？死了？还是
This scene is of course when Huo Yuhao removes the Black Dragon reverse scale. Although the Black Dragon reverse scale had always been protecting Huo Yuhao, it was also constantly monitoring him. After all, Huo Yuhao possessed the power of destiny, inherited from the auspicious beast, the three-eyed golden lion. Because of this, Dai Tian could neither allow Huo Yuhao to die, nor let him ascend to the divine realm while carrying the power of destiny. That is why Di Tian had been closely monitoring every change in Huo Yuhao. Previously, whenever Huo Yuhao attracted the attention of the divine realm, Di Tian would intervene without hesitation, preventing him from establishing any connection with the gods. There are only 3 ways to remove the Black Dragon reverse scale. The first is for Di Tian to remove it himself. The second is for a god to intervene. The third is for one's overall strength to surpass that of the 890,000-year beast god Di Tian. By now, I'm sure most fans have already guessed which method Huo Yuhao uses. He succeeds through the third method. At the very moment his dual soul cores are successfully formed, both his spiritual power and soul power surge, explosively briefly reaching the demigod level.
您如果有什么不满，请向陛下提出。
As for the final scene, it naturally centers on the conflict between Juzi and Zhongli Wu. Zhongli Wu insists that Juzu should immediately order a full-scale assault on Shrek City. Juzi, however, wants to surround the city without attacking it. The reason is simple. Her true objective has never been Shrek City, but the Douling Empire. All she needs is for Shrek to summon reinforcements from the other 3 empires. She has no intention of launching an actual attack on Shrek. On the other hand, Zhongli Wu's hatred for Shrek runs deep, so it is only natural that the two clash over their opposing strategies. However, while Zhongli Wu serves as the military supervisor, Zhu Zi is the true supreme commander of the 3 armies. Therefore, no matter how unwilling he is, Zhongli Wu has no choice but to follow Zhu Zi's tactical plan. In the following episode, Zhu Zi is set to outmaneuver Zhongli Wu. She sends him along with the worship hall's powerful experts into the core region of the Great Star Dao Forest to hunt beast god Dai Tian. And surprisingly, Zhongli Wu actually goes. You have to admit that takes some serious guts. What do you think about this development?